2024 was the year of the dragon, let's go, and I'm here to inform you that there are 6 days left of the year of the superior animal, and after that we will have a year of a menial, worthless creature, the snake. It'll be rough, but we'll have to make do. And now if you're thinking that I'm posting this video at the very end of the Lunar New Year, then surely I may have missed some parts of the Year of the Dragon, but I have been using the power of the Year of the Dragon since the very beginning, making a celebratory Instagram post on the very first day of the Year of the Dragon. You know, I could not afford to miss any of this. The next Year of the Dragon is 2036. I ain't got 12 years to wait. Also, I'll be 31. I have no idea whether I'll even be tricking at that point. I really don't know what else I would use the power of the Year of the Dragon for except for tricks. Also, I called the dragon an animal. Technically, dragons are not considered animals in terms of zoology because, well, they're not real. So it would be more accurate to call it a creature, like I did with the snake. So I should have swapped those words, but I'm not re-recording that. Also, on a side note, my friend whose floor I'm tricking on currently, Ricky, I asked him what triple cork I should do as the first triple cork on this floor, and he said J-step. And I was like, okay. And you know, it took me a whole lot of time, but I finally got it. Right now as I'm recording this, I'm really missing my pop filter. I used to have a pop filter for my microphone, but I threw it away because I didn't like the way it looked, and I wasn't really recording anything at that point. So now I could actually use it and it's just gone. I tried using a piece of cloth as a pop filter. It wasn't very good. I may have to make an investment, or I will just have to moderate the distance of me speaking from the microphone, and that might work as well. Speaking of things to buy, I'm pretty excited about the Nintendo Switch 2, alright? I haven't had a video game console in like years. 10 years, I think. Around 2013 is when I got my last one, which was the Wii U. Yes, not the greatest one, and I sold it. I would never buy a PlayStation or an Xbox, because all the games that are on there, you can just play them on your computer, which is just better. You know, that's my opinion. But Nintendo, you're gonna have to set up emulators and do some crazy stuff. And even if you do that, it still doesn't feel the same. So Nintendo consoles are sort of the only ones I would consider buying. It would be kind of like going back to my roots with video games, because my first console was the Nintendo DS, alright? And if I can say one thing about that, then looking back, the controls are tiny, okay? Back then, you know, I was 6 years old. My hands were equally tiny, so I was able to play Mario 64 on that with a D-pad. But now, when I pick it up, playing a 3D Mario game with a D-pad is already pretty terrible. But just imagine playing it with the tiniest D-pad ever. And I will admit, you know, trickers are not the tallest individuals in the world. I think we can all agree on that. And I don't have the largest hands, but it's still tiny. That just speaks for how small the Nintendo DS D-pad really is. And honestly, even the Switch Joy-Cons, they feel pretty small. But the Switch 2, on the other hand, they're actually scaling it up. It's a little bit bigger. It might be saved, I'm just saying. But yeah, I'm gonna have to see if they actually have good game releases for it. There's gonna be a new Mario Kart. They're definitely gonna make a new Mario game, because they always do that. Why wouldn't they do it this time? New Smash Brothers edition. It really feels like the current games are super new, but it's been 7 years. It really has been 7 years. It feels like the blink of an eye. I'm back in school. My classmate pulled up with his new Nintendo Switch. He's got it set up in the hallway, popping out the Joy-Cons. And yeah, we played Tetris 1v1. But yeah, it has actually been that much time since the Nintendo Switch released. Definitely fun to look back. Also, I just got done with exams, so I have an abundance of free time. I have a lot of free time somehow. And I'm training 6 days per week right now. I've never trained this much before. I'm honestly just interested in how that's gonna affect things. Am I actually gonna get some hard stuff landed eventually? But yeah, should be pretty fun. I said in my last video that I was actually going to train during the holiday season, and that went very successfully. I actually managed, which, you know, I'm surprised of that, but I still managed to get owned once though. You know, I had a really good run of not getting sick. All the way from June till the new year, I think I didn't get sick a single time. But then out of nowhere, I just get food poisoning. Just like fully unlucky. Regular viruses that cause just the common cold, you know, they're everywhere. But then just I somehow get the draft of getting food poisoning just randomly. That's actually a viral infection too. Yeah, just the odds are not the odds are really not that big. But thankfully it didn't last too long, so I got back to tricks as per usual. What I've been working on recently is mainly kicks. Maybe it doesn't come through in the footage shown here, but I've been working on kicks though, and it mainly started from watching some older samplers from the Jam Gym, where kicks were a lot bigger of a part of tricking. But yeah, kicks are nice and fun if you can do them well, but I can do them like semi-well. I'm doing a lot of cheat 720s right now, and it's supposed to be a hook kick trick, but if you're bad at it, you do it with a crescent kick. And it's just so many times I'm like, oh, I think I got it right, and then I go check the footage and I'm like, nah, it's a crescent, no, and then I go back. But yeah, I can get right some of the time, but not all the time. And I'm trying to get to the point where I can get it right every time. So yeah, that should be pretty great. Also, I would also really like to get quad full to actually be easy. It would just be really great to do standing cart quad. Definitely gonna have to work for that one in a specific way. I'm not really sure how to approach that trick right now. Sounds pretty difficult, but not too difficult. Because you know it's been done, so it's probably not too bad. I recently really realized how monotone my gym is. There's just nothing there. It's just blue and white. I used to think that the red floor that I had before was really uncomfortable, but now it's just like a very manufacturer-like environment. Like just blue light. And the floor under the tricking floor is green, so in the other rooms that are next to it, it colors the ceiling green. That just feels weird. Also, we have trampolines at the gym now. There's 2 Acon rectangles, which means I can finally go back to my warm-up of choice, which is just jump on the trampoline until you're warm. It is by far my favorite way to warm up, except for doing some cartwheels on the floor. But yeah, I'm really glad that we have trampolines, though they're not the safest things. For some reason the net is really loose, so that if I jump into the net, it's not gonna really save me. I'm gonna slip in between the trampoline frame and the net, and I can just go through there. And yeah, there's almost concrete next to that, so gotta be a little bit careful. But generally a very nice addition. Been waiting for that one. It's actually the next day now. Remember how I said that I'm gonna train 6 days a week? Well, I realized that only kind of works if you're able to sleep properly. I think it's yesterday I finished the recording at like 5 a.m. and I was like, alright, I'm not gonna do more right now. It's pretty late. I'm gonna go to sleep, finish it tomorrow. But then I happened to train like 6 hours today. It was not exactly part of the plan, but it happened. And now I'm just destroyed. Well, actually I'm fine because I don't have that much to do, and I'm just gonna go to sleep right after this. But yeah, it is proving to be an integral part of this plan. So yeah, I'm gonna try to execute on that part right after I get done with this recording. Anyway, you know, I figured something really great out today, and that is how to do TDR punch and actually get power from it on this tiny floor. Because I have to step up to the floor for every hard thing I want to do, or anything that I want to do with speed. Like there's just not enough room to run on the floor. I'm gonna end up off the floor, so I have to start from off the floor, step up to the floor, and then do the setup on the floor. But I just couldn't figure out how to do touchdown raise punch like that. But I figured out one way today, and that is with the spin step. So that's pretty cool. I think I might be able to do TDR punch quad with that eventually at some point. That should be pretty fun. Also, I'm running into some issues storing all of my tricking clips. I have a lot of clips from around 2017 to now, just sorted by date, and they were all on one of my old hard drives, and I was like, okay, I've had hard drives fail on me before. I feel like it's time, you know, I upgrade and I get an SSD so I don't lose the footage eventually, because, you know, hard drives, they just stop working after a while. So I got a new external SSD. It's 2 terabytes, and at the time that I got it, I filled like 1 terabyte. I was like, okay, I'm chilling now. I have a full terabyte to just, this is gonna last me like years. And then I just absolutely blundered by filming everything in 4K. It's just completely not worth it. I filled like 800 gigabytes in like a few months. Like, I just bought a new SSD. I don't want to buy another one. And I also don't want to go through all of the footage and cut it down so that I can save the space. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do. But yeah, filming in 4K takes so much more space, because you can fit 4 full HD pictures into one 4K image. It's just 4 times the space. It's like crazy bit rate, 42 megabits per second. That's already nerd stuff, but yeah. I would film in 4K so I could crop the video and zoom in and it wouldn't lose quality, but filming everything in 4K is just absolutely not worth it. I'm gonna continue to film some stuff. When I know I'm gonna do something actually good, then I'll film it in 4K, but not all the time. I'm gonna have to figure out better storage solutions. I'm really glad I'm finally making a longer video for once. I realized that my recent videos have just been criminally short. Of course, for one thing, it's just that I'm putting less video length out, but it also massively tanks the average view duration. It's terrible. So I'm gonna actually try to make longer videos. Sounds like a good idea. That also means I have to trick significantly more, because one session really only gives me a couple minutes of footage, even if I film everything, and I can never put everything in because a lot of it is just garbage, like tricks that nobody cares to see. Even I don't want to watch them, so I'm not gonna put those in. So it only leaves a couple minutes. I have to put together around 5 sessions or more, and they would favorably have to be good sessions, because otherwise it's boring. Or at least some of them be good sessions. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to try to do that. Probably won't be too bad, honestly. Right now I'm really waiting for snow to come down. I was trying a lot of stuff on snow, and I would love to do more, but all of the snow melted. There's no more snow. I'm really counting on February, man. February has statistically the most snow in Estonia, so I'm really hoping for some good snow. I was thinking about what to say next, and I just remembered that I have a lot of gingerbread left. And wow, gingerbread really is so useless when it's not Christmas. And to prove that point is the story of how I got my gingerbread, because one of the grass spots where I trick at is next to a candy factory, and they make gingerbread, and I was having a session there in July. So they had the leftovers from the previous Christmas on sale for €1 per kilogram. Not a single soul wants gingerbread when it's not winter time. Even post-Christmas, the sales they come pretty instantly. Nobody cares anymore. And gingerbread expires before the next Christmas can make its way over, so they have to sell it. They have to sell it real cheap. It would be really good if gingerbread was actually good. I'm not a huge fan. It's decent, but it was just so cheap that I was just gonna buy some. Because hey, why not? Anyway, thanks for watching, and remember to spend your last Year of the Dragon days wisely, okay?